The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key.
And welcome to the second hour of the Wednesday Jazz Cafe. I'm Bob Collins, and we're listening to today's special guest, Broadway star and vocalist Donna Vivino, singing They Can't Take That Away From Me from her debut solo album, Beautiful Dreamer. Donna has just finished a 5-week limited engagement of an off-Broadway show, Stars of David, based on the best-selling book and with original music by the theater's top songwriters. Donna's other Broadway credits include Hairspray, Martin Short's Fame Becomes Me, Saturday Night Fever, and the smash hit Wicked, in which she starred for 2 years as Alfalfa in the first national tour of the show, and then went on to perform the role on Broadway. On television, she's appeared on HBO, ABC, CBS, and in the acclaimed web series Submissions Only. In September, Donna had her cabaret debut at New York's 54 Below in a show called It's Not Easy Being Green, which was sold out. She'll be returning there on January 23rd. Thank you, Donna, for joining us here in the Jazz Cafe, and congratulations on all the exciting things that are happening in your career. You're on a roll.
It seems that way. Thank you. That was quite an introduction.
Before we get to the CD, could you tell us a little about the show Stars of David, in which you portrayed Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Fran Drescher?
Yes, among a few others. That show was, it's interesting, it's based on a book of interviews by Abigail Pogrebin. She interviewed several Jewish celebrities, asking them, what does it mean to be Jewish? It was something that no one had ever really done before. And then somebody got the idea, Aaron Harnick, to be specific, that the different composer-lyricist teams should be matched up with the different celebrities, and then we would tell their chapters, their takes, their points of view on what it means to be Jewish through song. So I do a lot of impersonating in my life. I do a lot of sketch comedy, actually. It's something I really love to do as well. But it wasn't like that with this show, with the exception of Fran Drescher, who, that song written by Amanda Green, the wonderful Amanda Green, talks, it's written in such a way that you would put on a bit of Fran Drescher's affectations, you'd put on her, the sound of her voice and the whole thing, and the speech, would talk like that.
The critics,
other than that, we were not impersonating anyone, and then the Gwyneth Paltrow number and the Ruth Bader Ginsburg number were just, they were beautiful songs with points of view, so you sort of capture the essence of the person that we were portraying, but not necessarily impersonate. Which for me is even harder, because I can be quite a mimic sometimes. So
we're going to talk about that later. I'm not going to let that moment go, but that's quite a spread between Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Fran Drescher. Yeah,
and Gwyneth Paltrow. It's very true that's sort of what was the beauty of the show, is that there were 4 of us in it, and everyone sort of seamlessly, it's a great cast, was able to do that, to just sort of shapeshift and move into the next.
It played in Philadelphia last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Do you have any other cities to which it's going?
Well, it was we just closed the New York run. I think there was talk of there might be a production of it in Toronto. Whether I'm a part of that or not, I actually don't know anything about that. But I think that we will see it in other places, maybe even back in New York. I don't know. I really would love if they did a cast recording of it. I think it would be very cool to have a CD with Tom Kitt and Maltby and Shire. I actually just did a concert last night with Maltby and Shire. It was exhilarating. It was their songs throughout the years, all their different shows.
Where was that?
It was at 54 Below. It was produced by the wonderful Jennifer Tepper. And Richard Maltby and David Shire actually sang a song from Stars of David that David played, and Richard sang the song Smart People, which is the Aaron Sorkin number. They're just so wonderful. beautiful. I did Miss Bird from Closer Than Ever, so that was a blast.
The critics all agreed that you sang a show-stopping number entitled "Just Be Who You Are" as Fran Drescher.
Yeah, people seem to really respond to that song, and I think that Amanda wrote a great song, and I think she captured Fran. I don't think it has anything to do with making fun of it. We're not making fun of anyone. We're not parodying anyone. It's really about her story of how she came on the scene and they said, you are so Jewish and you talk nasal and you have this accent and there's no, how can we put someone like you on television? That's not what people want. And the song just says, what do they know? That was her take on it, and so that's the whole thing, just be who you are. Kind of as an anthem for everyone, whether you're,
it's
male, female, Jewish.
I think folks can see it on YouTube, right?
They can see it on YouTube. I did it actually with Seth Rudetsky, and I, believe it or not, I sang it on Seth's radio show with Fran right there. He surprised us.
Oh boy!
Asked me to come on and do it, and had her on as a guest as well. So I sang it right in front of her at the studio.
Oh, terrific!
And she's just lovely.
I've seen that, and it was just wonderful. It's just terrific.
And she's going to Broadway now.
Oh, is she?
Cinderella.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh, that should
I came out of the stage door the other night, and somebody asked me, when am I going into Cinderella? I said, I'm not. And they said, I said, are you thinking of Fran Drescher? And they said, well, yes. And I said, well, I'm not her. And they said, yes, of course. And they kind of were...
That's funny. That's funny. This next track from your new CD is Never Never Land, composed by Julie Stein, with wonderful lyrics by Betty Comden and Adolph Green from the show Peter Pan. Any special thoughts about this song?
Well, first of all, you say Adolph Green, and I'm thinking Amanda Green, who wrote Just Be Who You Are, so that is beautiful, even she's related. So, this song it's so beautiful. There's something about Never Never Land that it's not a children's song. I always loved Peter Pan as a child, and my grandmother and I had watched the Disney film and the Sandy Duncan. I would watch all the time at her house, and a lot of these songs are from my childhood that I'm singing. And then doing it again as an adult, there's something even haunting about it too, and I loved it as Mitch Foreman, who did the arrangement, and Jerry Vivino, Kevin Axe, Rick Brinker. A lot of these tracks were done in a very improvisational manner. We had some loose arrangements, and they were live. We recorded them live in the studio, so it was really cool to do this and then kind of swing it. So I'm pretty proud of it.
I want to talk about this all-star jazz quartet right after the song.
Okay, great.
Let's give a listen to Never Never Land, all right here at WRHU.